Right, let's see if it works better with the microphone, shall we? I suspect it probably will. Yeah, I know, Joe. Thank you, Joe. It wasn't off. I hadn't even fitted it. But there we are. Okay, this is so weird. I hate this. I absolutely hate this. Right, unless we pick up 100 new subscribers from this, I'm never doing this again. This looks awful. This looks absolutely awful. Anyway, oh, and it looks awful on my iPad as well. I'm just all squished in the middle. Ugh. Anyway, a very good evening to you and welcome to Thursday Night Live with me, Boaty, live and vertical. I can't even do that, look, because you can't see my handy wandys. Oh, this is going to be very, very weird, isn't it? Very weird. Cheers, your very good health. Right, where was I? Oh, this just looks so awful. Right, let's crack on. We're doing this again. Steve Colg is with us. Good evening, Lord Stiff Upper Lip. Good evening to you. Hello, Boaty. Barry and Karen. Good evening to all from Karen and Barry. Good evening, Boaty and everyone, says Jimmy Quinn. I've been working from home all week, says Barry. That's why Karen has been able to be here. And Jimmy says it must be nice working from home. And Barry says, well, it has its advantages. Skick is with us. Good evening. Hello, Skick. Andrew Buttigieg, a.k.a. Ivor Spotty Butty. A very good evening, Boaty and everyone. This would work better if you were on a lower thing. I've got you on the big tripod, and you need to be right down a bit, don't you? Would that be better if you were down there? I would think I could get the other tripod out and push you right down. Would that be better? I don't know. Might not make any difference, to be fair. Anyway, Ivor says a very good evening, Boaty and everyone. Chaz Brown is here and says, oh no, portrait mode. No sound, I know. Jim is here. James Ray. Evening, Mr. Tickles. And good evening all in chat. Still unwell at the moment, so might not be here for the full live, but we'll try. The artist formerly known as Barry Scrotter is also with us. Hi everyone. No Muff Magnet Mustard here, only bollock banging Boaty. Good evening, sir. Good evening to you. Neil is with us, aka the Gibbonator, aka the very, very nice man. Hello all. Tricky chaps microphone, says Neil, and they can indeed be tricky chaps, especially when you forget them. That's better. I thought you were a professional broadcaster in another life, maybe. Oh, I hate this vertical crap, says Cars with JC. I want to be on the wonk. Yeah, I hate it too, Joe. But we said we'd do it. We said we'd give it a go. I do think it would work better if you were a bit lower down on the table. I've got you on my big tripod. Should we have a tripod off? Now, the tripod that you are normally on, darlings, is this one. This is Sonia, and that is my live stream tripod. The one I was going to put you on is this one. This is my flexi tripod. But I couldn't really get you as stable as I wanted you to be. So I've got you on the big tripod, which I can't show you because you're on it. And it just means that you're a little bit high. And I mean high in terms of your vertical height. I'm not suggesting that any of you have indulged in mind-altering drugs. Although you may have, I wouldn't know, would I? God knows it would explain a few things. And talking about mind-altering drugs, cheers. Here's to the wine. Richard Mann is with us, evening all. Can you check your messages, please, Boaty, says Louis. Boaty, put it back in normal mode. We can see the dust on your lights above. Are they dusty? Oh, they're not bad. They're not bad. Don't exaggerate. Messages. Ah, okay, Louis. Okay, Louis. Right. That makes sense now. That makes sense now. The lampshade is cocked to one side, says Bad Books. And learn to live with it. Everything's on the wonk in here, you know that. Ben says, Cheesy says, dust your wonky light shades. Oh, God, is it going to be one of those where you just criticise my home furnishings? I don't like it, says T. Cog. It would be better without Granny's lampshade. Leave my lampshade alone. They're lovely. I love these. Okay, they might be a bit dusty. I haven't spring cleaned yet. I'm still in. Oh, there's a bit of a cobweb there as well. It's been a long winter, and I lost my cleaning lady. The hospital pinched her. Life is hard without a cleaning lady. You need a woman that does. Anyone new here, leave loads of comments, says the artist formerly known as Boaty Scrotter. Well, there's no sign of anybody new. We haven't even got the number that we of normal regulars that we get. Maybe it's the vertical thing putting everybody off. The wooden beam has a 3% wonkiness, says Ivor. So, how mad and random is this going to be, asked Barry? Well, apparently not mad and random at all, because as yet, not even all of the regulars have turned up, let alone anybody new that we can go a bit mad with the shithousery on. But we'll give it a whirl. And if it's a total washout, well, we tried. We never have to do another vertical live, ever, ever, ever. It feels weird being able to see the ceiling and light. We are so high and not in a good way. Blimey, Boaty, says Pingu Concord. You can see the pub from here. Oh, I know it is weird, isn't it? Your lampshades are dirty, says Jimmy Quinn. Yeah, well, that's winter in an old cottage for you, isn't it? Like I say, I haven't done a spring clean yet. And when I say I haven't, I mean I haven't contracted somebody, a professional, an expert in the field to come and do it, right? You know me and you know my life. When do I get time to clean bloody light shades, for Christ's sake? And you think those are bad. You want to see upstairs? Dear me. Boaty, says Barry Scrotter. I've struck gold. My mate at work decided he doesn't like Southern Comfort, so he's given me half a bottle. Can't figure out why it took him half a bottle to decide he didn't like it. Yeah, bloody hell, that takes me back. Southern Comfort and lemonade. There was one summer when that was the drink of choice in the nightclubs in Redditch back in the very early 1990s. That would have been, wouldn't it? Bloody hell, Southern Comfort and lemonade. I can still remember what it tastes like. I mean, I haven't drunk Southern Comfort for, how old am I now? 112. I haven't drunk Southern Comfort for about 70 years. Dear, oh dear. Did you get them off Antiques Roadshow? No, I didn't, Neil. They were here when I moved in, and they're here. They do they work. Look, I can turn them on and everything. Look at that. Oh, fuck me, they are dirty, aren't they? Oh, quick, turn them off before you see how. Dear God. All right. Okay, I do need to clean the light shade. You've got a point. I was hoping Boaty had a stripper pole and a glitter ball hanging up, says Barry. Yeah, sorry about that. Oh, actually, you couldn't see how dirty the way. Actually, it looks better with the lights on. You can see. Bloody hell. It's a good job you can't see that one up there behind you. That is so on the wonk. It's ridiculous. That light shade, which is the same as these, by the way, the one up there is the same as well. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 5 of them. That one's not too bad. That one is catastrophically on the wonk now I look at it. Seriously, 45 degrees. You've never seen anything like it. Does someone on their fourth stream count? Asks Karen. Yeah, we'll count you, Karen. We'll. God, is it right? Is it your foot? God, have you suffered 4 of these? Oh, you poor child. Dear me. Don't worry. There is remedial help available. There are support groups and that sort of thing to help you get over the trauma of this. Oh, this is just too weird. I can't be doing with this. Oh, after 18 months of doing these, I've got used to me all longitudinal. I can't be coping with this. I mean, if I had 100 new people come along, then maybe I'd cope with it. But we haven't. There are 34 of us. And we normally do 40 odd now, don't we? So this is totally not working. Never mind. 47 minutes for the hordes to turn up. Okay. Where did I get to? Mustard tonight got 500 views, says Jimmy Quinn. Mustard can't do any wrong. YouTube love him. The algorithms love him. Get your feet out, Boaty. That'll attract the others, says Pingu. It'll attract one weirdo who won't pay a tenner. Evening, Boaty. Newbie here says, oh, there you go. We have got a newbie. Evening, Boaty. Newbie here says, rent, lettings. I like your light shades. Oh, God. Oh, well, thank you very much. I'm sure I would like yours if I'd seen them. Feels like I could get frost on my head being this high up, says Louis. Neil. He might as well go the whole hog and just get his widget out. Oh, dear. The candles are too bright, says Jimmy Quinn. God, you lot are a load of complainy pants tonight, aren't you? You complain when I don't have candles. Now you're complaining they're too bright. Southern Comfort. We used to call it Southern Bumthorpe back in the day. I wonder if people still do that. Southern Bumthorpe will burn your guts out, says Steak Hill. We need the famous ditty, wave your willy around the caravan. God, I've forgotten about that. Oh, that was one of my favourite moments. We do that. Oh, dear. It's not the same when you're not in a caravan, though, is it? You need to be in the caravan for the full effect of wave your willy, you're right in the caravan. Evening all, says Frank G_05. Oh, dear. I wouldn't leave the light on too long, says Neil. They will dissolve. Your candles have shrunk, says Steve. Turns the lights on quickly, turns them off, yeah. Last time I had Sudden Bumthorpe, says Jimmy Quinn, I drove my car through my driveway gates. Mustard in the kitchen is right amongst us. Captain Mustard. Evening, Mustard. How you doing? Put the music on, Boaty, says Pingu, and do your groovy dad dancing. Dear. Oh, dear. Oh, Mustard made a pie, did he? Oh, okay. Oh, and Ben says, cars with green stripe Joe. Looking forward to watching your valeting vid later. Oops, wrong name. Yeah, well, if you've read the comments on Mustard's video, then our lovely Joe of Cars with JC, who banged on about being an utter Karen because Autoglass or whoever it was replaced his windscreen with one with a green sun strip along the top. And, he was going to sue them and crucify them and, I don't know, nail them to things until they put it right. And he sent them 14,000 copies of the original brochure to prove it shouldn't have a green stripe. And then in the comments on the video, he said, actually, after a few days, I quite like it now. I've kind of gelled with it. Oh, God, Joe, what are you like? Right then, my friend Louis has very kindly sent me something. And it arrived today. And he sent me a message saying he made a mistake with the name or the address, and he was worried it wasn't going to get here. So let's have a look. Oh, God, yeah. Bloody hell, Louis, it's amazing this arrived. You got it all wrong. Well, the name is nearly right. According to this, I'm called the Reverend Jason Parry Hughes. Hughes. So that's the well. That was close, Louis. The Reverend Jason Parry Hughes. Hughes, it should be, but there we are. But then the address is totally wrong. 3 Main Road, no. Chesterfield, kind of, not really. And then the postcode is wrong. And yet, amazingly, Posty delivered it good as gold today. I assume that there aren't too many reverends around here. We're probably, one per village is probably about normal. And the postcode on here is the postcode next door to me. So I guess Posty put 1 and 1 together and made 2 and dropped it off to me. The name was quite close. But Louis, this is enormously kind of you. Thank you very much. So, well, let's have a look at what's inside, shall we? I'm actually impressed this got here with those mistakes. Maybe I'm better known than I thought, or as I say, maybe it's just that there tend to be very few reverends in any one area. Here we go. Here we go. Oh. The Reverend Jason Parry Hughes. Never mind, it got here. That's the important thing, isn't it? Packaging. Oh, hello. What's this then? Well, bloody hell. It's a big old box and a lot of packaging for this. Oh, this feels quite exciting. White paper packages tied up with string. This represents one of my favorite things. Oh, how lovely is that? And then there's a little sticker here. Handmade with love, no less. Oh, that's nice. You gotta love something that's handmade with love, haven't you? Oh, for Christ's sake. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Louis. Oh, God. Let me just check the... Right, what exactly is this? Okay, this, darlings, is a homemade candle. Here we go. Are you ready for this? Here is my candle from the lovely Louis. Splendid. It's like having a mini version of mustard with me here in my... Well, I mean... Louis, I don't know what to say. Thank you. Thank you very much. What a God, what a lovely thought. What a splendid gesture. Thank God it came in unmarked packaging. God, it's not the sort. It's not the sort of thing a minister of the church would want knowing people were sending to him, but there you are. There you are. So I need to find a little plate for that. And as soon I'm going to use it. It's a candle at the end of the day. Candles are expensive, but I'm poor. Don't think that this is going to waste. It absolutely isn't. As soon as these candles are finished, darlings, I will go to Anne's shop or have a look around the gaff. I will find a little candle platey thing, whatever you call them, and that's going to be used. That's God. Thank you, Louis. Dear, oh dear. Oh, maybe we'll keep the curtains closed for a little while longer. Eh? Maybe we will. Maybe we don't want we don't want the neighbours looking through the window and seeing that. Dear God. Oh, 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 dear. Where did we get to? Let's have a look. Oh. Oh, Mustard says, I'm okay, my lanky mate. That's good. Oh, Sean is here. Oh, we are vertical tonight. Very different. Yeah. The idea, Sean, is that YouTube are telling us all, those of us who do lives, or you as well, I imagine, probably everybody, that we should try doing lives vertically. Because if you do your live vertically, it gets shared on the shorts reel and on a live reel. And you stand much more chance of getting new people coming along to your live stream. Now, I wasn't overly bothered about that because I love the zeitgeist and the dynamic of the live streams that we have. You know, a tight, close knit, familial community. But I did a poll asking people if they'd like to try one for a bit of fun, and the majority decided that as a one-off, it could be a laugh because my friend, filming partner, business partner, what the flaming hell is that? I've got stuff falling off the bloody light shades on me now. God, it's a good job I'm a professional broadcaster and can deal with this sort of thing. Ish. Yeah, Captain Mustard, my friend and business partner and filming partner and whatnot, he always does vertical lives because he's too thick to work out how to do them horizontally. I mean, he does do them by accident, or he did to begin with anyway. I think he actually prefers them now. But the YouTube algorithms love him, and he's getting thousands of views on his lives now, and over 100 people watching at any one time. Loads and loads of new people, strangers coming along. So we thought we would try it, Sean, just as a one-off. We all hate it. I hate the way it looks. All of you guys hate the way it looks. And it's not working because we've been going for 25 minutes and no new random people have come along. In fact, if anything, we've got less of our regulars than we normally have. So I think we can comfortably conclude that thus far, this has been an unmitigated disaster and we will never do it again. Now then, so there we are. Where did I get to? Oh, here we are. Hi, Sean, says Buddy Scrotter. Nice chicken soup. Yeah. Sean, now do watch his latest video. I'm actually all caught up now. I finally had my lovely, relaxing, lazy morning. I slept really well last night. Darlings, you know how tired I was last night. My God. And by the time I got to bed, oh, I was zonked. But, excuse me, I had an absolutely splendid night's sleep, and I had a little bit of a lie-in and a nice relaxed morning. So what I did, I treated myself this morning. as I was luxuriating in my boudoir, in my big old comfortable bed this morning, and I'd kind of woken up. I'd had my morning wee, and I thought, well, I'm just resting. I'm happy. I'm enjoying it. I don't want to go downstairs just yet. Start the day, make coffee, make my slice of toast because I actually bought bread last night. I actually remembered to do that. But I thought I'm not ready to do that, but I'm not going to go back to sleep either. And had a look at the old iPad, and Sean's latest video had popped up. My God, he doesn't have to do them at an early hour of the morning. God above. He films them at the early hour of the morning. He posts them at an early hour of the morning. And when I say early, I do mean the kind of time when most of the rest of us would be thinking about going to bed. And I watched it in bed. I watched Sean's latest video. Sean, you and I were in bed together this morning, and I don't mind telling you, you were great. And it's a really nice video. Watch it, you will enjoy it. And oh yeah, and he put his slow cooker to some good use and made soup, and actually kind of inspired me. I have a slow cooker, and when I was married, with kids and all of that biz, I used to use the slow cooker a hell of a lot. And I don't think I've used it once since I moved here to Windy Bum, which feels like it was last week. It was actually 8.5 years ago. God, that's a sobering thought. So I've not actually used my slow cooker for 8.5 years or something. Now, part of the reason for that, darlings, is that the other thing that has happened during those 8.5 years is I started working in an Asian restaurant. And that means that I started eating a whole lot of different food. And because I like to cook what I eat, that means that I've started cooking a whole lot of different food. So my diet now is fantastically different than it was before I moved here and before I started working at Kathmandu Gurkha. So I'm not doing so many of the old favorites, but I do love a slow cooker. One of the best things about a slow cook, and Sean, this applies to you, dear boy. Using a slow cooking technique means that you can make much cheaper cuts of meat, not just palatable, but tremendous. So cheap cuts of beef that would be literally inedible if you cook them in any other way. If you slow cook them in liquid, they will become delectable, absolutely delectable. So that's one of the blessings, and they make your house smell wonderful. And I do love a slow cooker. And as I say, when I was married, I used to make all sorts of things in there, all sorts of things, and they were wonderful. I even used to do, now, I didn't get this from any recipes or anything like that. I'm a bit like mustard. I like to experiment. But there was a phase I went through when I started cooking a hell of a lot of Italian peasant food. But I didn't always have the time to do it. And I wondered if that would work in a slow cooker. And I experimented, and it really does. And again, cheaper cuts of meat, chicken thighs. These worked really well. Take chicken thighs, skin them, score them, and bang them in your slow cook with some good stock and with tomato and chili and garlic, and as many Italian herbs as you care to throw into the mix, and peppers and onions and all sorts of other wonderful things. And you can come up with some amazing dishes. The chicken will, I mean, it poaches effectively. It actually poaches in this fantastic liquid, and it makes the chicken or whatever meat you're using incredibly succulent and juicy. And of course, all of the flavors get well and truly infused into the meat, um, and the meat will just. You're better off cooking meat on the bone in the slow cook. To be honest with you, but even if you don't, the meat will just become so tender and it will flake and it will be amazing. So I used to do loads of Italian style stews, that sort of thing, beef stews as well. Um, oh, absolutely glorious! And you just bang it all in the slow cook, leave it in there all day, and then you've got a plethora of eating options like the Italian stuff. I mean, I love Palo alla Vesuvio. In other words, a really hot and spicy chicken with tomato, green chilies, so on and so on and so on. That can work really well in a slow cook. And as I say, you can do it with the cheaper elements of meat. Chicken thighs work fantastically well. And when it's been in slow cook all day and you get home from work or from filming or whatever it is you're doing, your gaff will smell like Italy, which is just wonderful. And you've got this amazing food and serve it how you want. You could just eat it with crusty bread, or eat it with rice or with pasta, or eat it with bloody chips if you want to. Um, and it's just fantastic. I do love a slow cook. So after watching that video this morning, I'm inspired to drag mine out. It's just in the corner down there, and start using it again. Ah. And yes, says Joe, I'm ashamed to say I've gelled with the green stripe. It actually looks quite nice. It's brilliant. Richard Mann says, Jason, that's me. I passed by your cottage earlier this afternoon. I was on my way to Buxton to have a wander around. I saw you had Andy Pandy in pole position. I do indeed, Richard. I do. What time did you pass? Um, well, it was obviously earlier today. Oh God, if you were going for a day out and you were really early, I might not have been up yet. Um, but yeah, Andy Pandy is indeed in pole position. You will see, you channel members, from tomorrow's Daily Diary video, the fun and games I've been having with Andy Pandy today. Suffice it to say that the gramophone, the onboard gramophone, arrived. I had time to fit it. It is not fitted. There was an issue. Why does there always have to be an issue? There was an issue. But in other news, and again, you'll get this on the Daily Diary, um, I've sorted all of the insurances out. I've got my head around all of that. So that's all working really well now. I spoke to Footman James today, who Neil very kindly told me last night I was insured with. That's where the fleet is heading. I've got 3 on my Footman Jones Classic policy at the moment, and there are more to follow. So I got a quote from them for Andy Pandy as a daily car with unlimited mileage, commuting, business use, etc., etc. They came back with an outlandish quote. It's just not their thing. But so they quoted something like 1,400 quid, something like that. You know, in other words, yeah, we don't want to do this. Thank you very much. Which is fair enough. It's not their bag. They asked me to get in touch with them so they could quote, because they're doing a new flex thing where you can have moderns and classics together on the same policy, but it's not going to work for me. But I'd already been online. As you guys know from, I had 11 years of no claim knocking about, thanks to going on classic policies with a couple of the others. So I got a very good quote from a new company. Um, so that's done. So he's all properly insured now. He's fully in my name now. And I taxed him, and he's half the price of wet leg to tax. So having done all that, I used him tonight and will continue to use him now, even though he doesn't have an operative gramophone. Although hopefully he will have tomorrow or Saturday at the latest. But the thing with it, with the insurance, is all good. I know where I'm batting from with it now. I've got my head around it all. And I checked with Footman James. I asked about the rest of the fleet. So Sheeson, Dicker Dum Dum. What's my other car? God, I've actually forgotten what cars I own now. Bloody hell, I'm getting old, or I'm drinking too much, or a combination of the two. Well, anyway, I asked about all the other cars. Do I have to go outside and look at what cars I have? Oh, the TF Minge Bag, yeah. Although that's obviously a company car, but within my within my jurisdiction at the moment. No, Stig is already on there, Neil. Stig is already on the classic policy. Remember, I got a renewal quote of 370 quid for Stiggy, but I got him on the classic policy for £34 per year. How fantastic is that? No, it was a TF. And Footman James said, yeah, not a problem. They're all classics in our eyes. They can all go on your classic policy for tuppence halfpenny. So that's absolutely brilliant. So the way it's going to go, or the way it's already going, is that 5 of the cars, oh God, here we go. Lewis Hamilton, the Honourable Sheeson, Stigbert von Thundercock, Melanie Mingebag, and Sir Richard and Lady Morris, aka Dicker Dum Dum. They will all be on my joint classic policy, and they will all cost pennies, albeit they I have got limited mileage on them. At the moment, I can up it. At the moment, it's 3,000 miles per annum combined, because they're on a joint policy. And then Andy Pandy and Miss Boo, the Land Rover, they will be on modern policies with other companies. They are unlimited mileage, commuting use, business use, blah, 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 blah. So that's going to be the way going forward. Andy Pandy is just going to be my car. That's the car that I'm going to use for commuting, for work, for trips, etc. The others are all going to be limited use, mollycoddled, whatever, apart from Miss Boo, who is also a worker, a work bee. So, and it's going to save me a fortune having 5 of the 7 on classic policies. Really is going to save a lot of money, because instead of them being 200, 300, 400 quid per year each, they're going to be 30 quid a year each. You work that out, the saving that will make over the next 12 months. It's going to be a considerable one. And that means that I know where I'm batting from with them. So that's brilliant. And so I'm very pleased with that. I'm extremely pleased with Andy Pandy. I'm fairly quickly realizing that he is indeed my absolutely ideal daily. Couldn't hope for a better one. I'm loving driving him. And it was a very, very sensible deal to do, swapping him for Wet Leg. And the fact that Mustard is equally pleased just makes it even better. So, yeah, so that was that. Back to the comments, I think. Oh, yeah, but yeah, Richard. So Richard passed by, and is the F insured? Yeah, it is, mate. Yeah, and it's going to stay as well. So, I don't, right, if you're watching, Mustard, we probably shouldn't be doing this in public. In fact, no, I'll message you. But yes, it is, and it will remain. No point in taking it off, to be honest. So yeah, we were talking about Richard passing by, and if he's replied to any of this, it'll be 40 million comments below. But I wonder if I was awake when you went by. My bedroom, Richard, when you went past, if you looked kind of directly above Andy Pandy, that's my bedroom, looking out over on the field. You could have come and tapped on the window. No, don't come and tap on the window. It's bad enough when oh God, I'll have that to deal with in summer as well. The local tourist bus company last year started doing open top bus tours around the Peak District, and they come right past my bloody cottage. So all of these gawping tourists on the top deck, they can see into my bloody bedroom, can't they? I never draw the curtains. That's one of the things Chinese madam and I fell out about. She wanted the curtains closed. I can't bear having the curtains closed. I wanted them open. But in fairness, if the tourist buses had been coming round open topped with all the gawpers, maybe I should give them something to gawp at. Maybe when I figure out approximately what times the open top bus is coming round, maybe I should just stand in the window, just in my underpants, with a sign up saying, "Subscribe to Boaty's World." Oh dear. Is it me, says Skicker? Are the comments not in order? Oh, I'm not sure. Sean says we only get one postal delivery a week here in Wales due to shortage of staff, apparently. One a week. Bloody hell. Gosh. And I mean, you're not exactly in the wilds, are you? I mean, God knows you're in the Rhondda Valley, one of the most beautiful areas on earth. But it's a populated area. So that seems a bit mad. We're still getting our daily delivery here. And Sean goes on to say, I've got a lot of posts being sent to my local butcher. So I've set up a P.O. box, which is bloody expensive at 400 quid a year. But it's better than annoying the butcher. Yeah. Well, I think that's what a lot of YouTubers do, isn't it, Sean? To be honest, they set up a PO box or a post restaurant. It is bizarre that people are sending things to your butcher. I suppose if they want to send you something, then I know this from my own experience from chatting with other YouTubers. If people want to track you down, they'll track you down, and there'll always be a way of doing it from your video. So presumably in your videos, they've figured out the village that you live in or the town that you live in, but the only point they could get was your bloody butcher. So they sent whatever it was to that. And I completely understand that YouTubers, especially those who've got families, wives, children, etc., I completely understand that anybody with an ounce of common sense would do everything possible to keep their actual home location entirely secret. I haven't got an ounce of common sense, and I've been very open about where I live. My address is published in the Facebook group. It's appeared on videos, and I film around my cottage all the time, and I'm close to a main road. So every bugger knows where I live. And I know, because people have told me, that people come around when I'm here or not here, and they have a look around the cars and whatnot. If they're on a day out in the Peak, they'll come and have a swing by. And I'm absolutely fine with it, to be honest. I completely understand that most people wouldn't be, but I am. And people have been kind enough to send me gifts and like my lovely new candle and whatnot. And I couldn't afford a bloody PO box, and I don't mind people having my address. I'm kind of used to it. I mean, since 2001, I've worked in, or I've worked in e-commerce. It was my main source of income for a period of time when I was running Vincero, and I've still got an eBay account now, and I don't think I've got a shop anymore, but I've still got an eBay listing, a professional business eBay listing, because I'm still selling those gloves. I bought a factory in Belgium 25 years ago, or whenever it was. And I bought it purely to get this stock that I needed, new old stock, 1970s cycling mitts. And there were, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of pairs that I ended up buying. And I've been selling them for the last 25 years. And I've still got about 1,000 pairs left. And I've got an eBay listing in the. But the point is that if you sell as a business on eBay, then by law, under the distance selling regulations, your business address, which in my case has always been my home, has to be there available. So I thought, well, there's no point in hiding my bloody address, because if anybody wants it, God knows it's easy enough to find. Look at my eBay listing and it's there in black and white on the listing in front of you. So I just thought, sod it, why make a secret of it? And and if people, nobody's going to come and rob me because I've got nothing. If somebody broke in here and had a look around, they'd feel sorry for me and leave me a tip. No, I very much doubt that anybody's going to break in here and sexually abuse me. Although, Alanis Morissette, if you're watching, I'll leave the door on the latch. And generally speaking, my viewers are a lovely and respectful lot and wouldn't just come around and bang on the door unexpectedly and demand a pot of tea. In fact, as I've always said to anybody, as long as I've had notice and agreed to it, any of you are more than welcome to pop in for coffee or for lunch or a chat or whatever. And many of you have done exactly that. So there you go. But as I say, I completely understand that the vast majority of people who are far more sensible than I would go to some lengths to keep their actual home location secret. In fact, I think everybody does. I'm the only one I've ever met who said, "Yep, this is where I live. You want to send me something? Here's my address." Probably lunacy, but I haven't got anybody else to protect. If I had a wife or children living here with me, then it would be a very different kettle of fish. But I don't. It's just me on my own most of the time. Although the one and only time, as all of my long-term viewers know, the one and only time somebody did come round on spec, uninvited and unannounced. Now, they didn't just rock up to the door, to be fair. They sent me a message and they said, could I pop in for coffee? And then they immediately added, I'm actually outside at the moment. I was passing. And as it happens, if that had happened about 25 minutes earlier, it would have been very awkward because I'd had company that night, and she'd only buggered off about 25 minutes earlier. But there we are. 400 quid a year for a post office box. Bugger that. 400 quid a year. That's a lot of wine. Of course you did, Joe. Of course you did. God. Okay. Was mustard the life model? No, it would be a bigger candle if mustard was the life model. It's a bit small size mustard. We're talking about the candle. Yeah, well, you would say that, wouldn't you? Boaty's on the wonk. 67% gay now, says Pingu. It was worth every penny, says Louis. Well, I don't even want to hold it. Where do you hold this bloody thing? I mean, amazingly, I don't have I've got very limited experiences in holding penises. I mean, dear God. Oh well. Oh well, that's going to make a focal point when. How long have these candles? These candles have got about a week left in them, haven't they? So there you are. That is going to be my centerpiece. And if anybody else would like to send me some dodgy candles, please do. These candles cost me £1.25 each. Now that might be absolute filth and get my live streams demonetized, and people might unsubscribe. But if it saves me £2.50, I'll use the damn things. Oh dear. Well played, Louis. Top work, sir, says Ben. Oh, at least give it a sniff, says Frank G05. Really? Oh, it's all veiny. It's too. The attention to detail is somewhat disturbing. It's all veiny. And it's. It's a circumcised one as well. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Ideal candle for a vertical, say over Spotty Body. Does it smell nice? It doesn't smell at all. Mustards would bend the table, says Pingu. Yes, yeah, it would. The balls are a bit small, says Steve Colg. Oh, and people are congratulating Sean on his video. It was a really good video today. I really enjoyed that one on your electric bicycle that that didn't seem to have a lot of electrical assistance. It sounded like you were making quite the effort. Boaty, don't leave that candle on the chair by mistake, whatever you do. And Bad Book says, yeah, the ghost could have fun. It does look better on a mobile, says Captain Mustard. Yeah, but who watches on a mobile? I got another thing off YouTube the other day saying, be aware, more and more people are watching YouTube on a TV now, which is another reason why this vertical thing, it ain't going to last. Next live stream, we're back to doing it properly. We're back to doing it, landscape. Because yeah, more and more people now, I'm told, are watching YouTube on a television. I don't have a television, but I have an iPad and I have a MacBook and I have an iMac, which are kind of the same things. Even Sean has got a telly now to watch YouTube on. Good evening, Boaty and chat, says Trisha. We are late to the chat as we've been watching Sean and his chicken soup. Well, I feel quite good about that, actually. I mean, on one hand, you know, I'm losing live stream viewers to, but on the other hand, obviously I recommended Sean, and it's lovely that a lot of you guys are heading over there and watching and enjoying him. And it's a shared thing because I'm loving his channel too. And I cannot wait until the first Monday in April, which somebody said is the 1st of April. The clocks will have gone back. And on the first Monday in April, if that is indeed first, I'm going home. I'm going home to Welsh Wales. And hopefully I will catch up with Sean and maybe we can put a bit of something on film, or maybe we'll just have a jolly good chat and not share it with any of you. Maybe we'll even do a live stream. You never know. But I am really, really looking forward to that. Evening chat, says John Studley, and evening Boaty. What am I watching? A vertical live. I can honestly say I don't like them. Yeah, none of us do, John, and it's not going to be happening again. Wave your willy around the caravan. We haven't. What time is it? I mean, yeah, it's about time to finish. We've got 4 minutes left. We haven't picked up any new viewers at all. It's been a complete waste of time. So there we go. We tried it. It won't happen again. Oh, Sean says, I'm going to try and make my own bread in the slow cooker. Apparently it's possible. Blimey. Um, as I think I said last night, Sean, I daren't make homemade bread because I would just eat the whole loaf with 16 pounds of butter. I cannot resist really nice, fresh bread. So I don't have it in the house. The only bread I have in the house will be shop bought bread, and I can just about control myself with that. I'll have the odd sandwich, and I'll have my single slice of morning breakfasty toast. But fresh bread, forget about it. I'll just sit there and plow through it all. And carbohydrates are my downfall. I mean, outrageous, absolutely outrageous, and all down to carbs. My diet is perfectly reasonable. My calorific intake is okay, but I eat too many carbohydrates. Now, when I was an athlete, we had to. It was called carbo loading, and you had to go to ridiculous lengths. If you didn't realize, when you're racing, your digestion stops working. Everything is directed to where the body is crying out for it. So you would have to eat a minimum of 4 hours before the event started, which means that, you'd find yourself in a situation of getting up at 3 o'clock on a Sunday morning to eat a massive, great bowl of pasta because you've got an event starting at bloody 8 o'clock or something ridiculous like that. And the habit has stuck with me. I eat too many carbs. I try not to, but I do. And that is the reason why I'm as fat as a pig, darlings. If it wasn't for the carbs, I wouldn't be fat because in terms of calorific intake, it's not too bad, but I can't resist. Look at Boaty's noshes and what do you see? Rice, naan, chips, mashed potato, roast potatoes. I can't resist the carbs. And tonight's supper is going to be, it's kind of unplanned. I've got some ham that needs eating. And I think that tonight's supper is going to be ham and mustard sandwich. I've got some really good ham in the fridge. Does need eating. And I'm going to make homemade chips. My homemade air fried chips, which of course are made in my mini oven. But again, that's double carb. Bread in the ham sandwich and then chips. All carbs. No good. Slow cookers are good for tender meat, says that. Well, they definitely are. I like slow cooked braising steak with shallots, star anise, cinnamon sticks, bay leaves, and a good stock. Absolutely. Meat with the bone and fat removed is mostly tasteless, says Captain Mustard, and there is some truth in that. Name me -1 is with us. Right. A little later being here than planned for Name Me -1, but they were watching the car collection video. Righty-ho. Andy Pandy is the ideal daily for you, mate, says Joe. Massive savings incoming. Yeah, absolutely. But I genuinely enjoyed the car. I love the look. I think the Rover 45 Saloon is one of the most handsome cars ever. And I won't say too much because it's all in the daily diaries, but there are so many things I love about that car. And possibly for the first time since I started the YouTube channel, I'm going to make it a project. I'm going to improve that car myself wherever possible, but improve it anyway, even if that means having to get other people involved. And I'm already researching the things to do. I know I've got to strip the middle of the dash out because I need to replace the bulbs on the clock. The clock works, but the bulb is gone. The bulb is gone on the heater blower. I need to sort that. I need to strip the dash binnacle because the bulb has gone on the mileage display there. And these are all things that I'm going to try and do myself. I'm going to try and do it as much myself as possible, unless it's winter and too cold. Let's plow through these comments. You can leave the new candle on the sill for the tourists. Yeah, that's a good idea. Insurance saving will maybe help with maintenance budget for the fleet, save a bit of stress. Absolutely, bad books. Yeah, that is the idea. That is the idea. The dailies will be, so that's Boo and Andy Pandy. I plan to keep on top of those mechanically, keep them really, really well serviced, so on and so on and so on. And same with the others, but it won't need to be so regular because they're all going to be doing very limited mileage now. But I plan to work on all of them to improve them all and keep improving them and film them a lot more and make them much more of a feature of the channel. I've had thank you all who've given me advice about the channel, by the way, after a couple of recent videos. I've read every single word and I've taken it all on board, and you have all spoken a lot of sense. Why did you stop eBay, says HW100? Right, the honest reason is that my business model on eBay was to, I drove around Europe buying up from warehouses and retail units, buying up 1960s, 70s, 80s, what's called new old stock, top level racing componentry. So you go around France, Belgium, Italy, wherever, you visit every warehouse, every shop, you ask what they've got that's been knocking around for ages, you buy it. Oh, and you go around all of the boot sales and brocante and vide grenier. That's why I used to spend so much time in France, because I used to get so much stock from there. And actually in France, most of my stock came from the brocante and vide grenier and so on and so on and so on. So you'd buy it all from Europe, and then you would sell it via eBay to the growing collectors market in America and the Far East, who were paying stupid money for it. The reason I stopped was it ran out. I was the first to do it, but then other people started doing it, and people became more social media savvy. So basically, when you're buying stuff that's unused but 30 years old, there's limited stock of it. And I hoovered up the vast majority of it. And then other people started trying to do the same. So that kind of finished it off. And then the people that did have anything left became social media savvy and internet savvy. So you couldn't buy it then because they were selling it at full. They would be selling it to the emerging market themselves. You couldn't buy it from them, stick a margin on it, and so on and so on and so on. So it was amazing while it lasted. I made a lot of money, had an amazing life traveling around Europe, but it came to a natural end. So that's why I stopped. I will be around at 8:30 a.m, Boaty, says Jimmy Quinn. Full English, please. Good luck with that at 8:30. We're going to head out, says Betty and Karen. Have a good night. I've been told you never have any milk, says Barry Scrotter. Untrue. If I know that you're coming, now I don't have milk here, generally speaking, because I don't do milk. I don't do any dairy products with the exception of butter. But if I know you're coming, then there will be milk here. Every time Mustard has come here, he has had milk. I'm a very considerate host. I will cater to all of your needs as long as I know that you're coming. If you turn up on spec, yeah, there's going to be no milk. Metro Man knows where you live, says Buddy Scrotter. Yeah, doesn't he just? Bloody hell. I still can't believe. You see, that's one of the things that I would think that when a little bit of time has passed, I think I made that up. It's Christmas Day was ridiculous. Ridiculous. I've still got all the messages. I might put them in the Facebook group. Now that everything's settled down and I've not heard from him for over a month or whatever it is, thank God, I might actually publish all of the messages in the Facebook group so that you guys can see just how mad it was and the shit that I was under, even without some lunatic coming round at 5 o'clock on Christmas morning and literally shouting through my letterbox and waking up the entire neighborhood. But amusingly, not me. I'm the only one here that slept through it. Boaty, you don't look good on an 88-inch TV. I imagine I don't. I don't look good, full stop. And there we are. I've caught up with the comments and it is past time to stop. And quite a few of you have already bugged off. So at that point, I'm going to say good night. Thank you to Louis for your wonderful, thoughtful gift. And thank you all for coming along and putting up with this dreadful vertical live stream. It won't happen again. I'm not Captain Mustard. This channel is not Project Nigel or Mustard in the Kitchen. For whatever reason, YouTube hate me. They took 200 of my subscribers off me yesterday for some reason. And they're not going to show my live streams to any new people. But that's fine. I love what we've got here anyway. So that's it from me for a few days. I will be back on Monday night. We will be in the correct orientation and everything will be back to normal. I might pop in over the next few days if I really miss you and say hello. Other than that, daily diaries, all of that sort of thing, Facebook group, WhatsApp community group, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, say your good night, darlings, and I'll pour another glass of wine. Think about my supper. Oh, a little bit frozen, not too bad. Apologies again for the vertical thing. So I hope you all have, yeah, we're all saying good night. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. I'll miss you. I always do, but it is Thursday, isn't it? Well, it's actually Friday technically now. So yeah, that's it. Have a fabulous weekend. You know what I'll be up to at the weekend. It's my busy time around the restaurant, but there will be daily diaries. There'll be more Andy Pandy stuff coming. Andy Pandy is going to be a great story, and you watch. I'm going to amaze you all. You think that I can't even clean a car, let alone improve them in any way, shape, or form? You wait and see what I turn that car into. Just keep watching those daily diaries. You'll see. I'll show you. No, I didn't see Horner commenting on his situation. I did see that Red Bull have suspended the poor cow that apparently Jos Verstappen was pork swording, and Horner was sending pictures of his little tinkle to. And I've heard from various sources that Red Bull have committed to keeping Horner, even if that means that they lose the Max Verstappen and by extension then his father, but he's no bloody loss, is he? So we'll see what the weekend brings there. There we are. Okay, darlings. Have a great weekend. Can't wait to catch up with you on Monday. I will be at the yard on Monday, so there will be yard videos to come. I'll be at the yard for the next few Mondays, actually. The first trip away is going to be the first Monday in April, and I'm going home to South Wales. Monday, I'm planning to get some bits off Brian, swap the steering wheel with Sheeson, maybe grab another couple of bits because Brian just needs to go now. Nobody's bought him, so I'm going to get him taken away and weighed in. Sadly, I was hoping somebody would salvage some of the bits off him, like the rear electric windows, but it's not going to happen. So that's going to be Monday. And of course, Monday night will be Monday Night Live. And next week, everything should be back to normal. So Monday Night Live will be 10 till midnight, 2-hour bonanza. Listen, I'll stop wobbling on. Have a fantastic weekend. Take great care of yourselves. Much love to you all. And see you next time. Ka-choo. And of course, a vertical. Bosh. It really is pants. Back to normal next week.